Hi everybody, welcome back, welcome and hello to all the new viewers and subscribers and people who just check out the channel. This is Jimmy's Neighborhood Bees. I'm Jimmy and keep bees in a regular general neighborhood, suburban neighborhood in Central Virginia, Chesterfield County. Anyway, today's video is going to be on how I treat oxalic acid vaporization. I do two different things on the hives. I do Apivar Strips on a kit, and then I also do oxalic acid vaporization. Today I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to explain a few things. However, I'm not going to talk while I'm doing it because I do wear a respirator. I'm asthmatic, so I have to protect my lungs. So if you do it and you don't wear some sort of respirator, just know that breathing in those vapors, it's a rough thing. I was talking to one of our bee club members last night, and he just did it and he got a little whiff. He said for like 20-25 minutes it was hard for him to breathe, and he's like, oh no, he can't do that again. I said, I always wear a respirator. That's up to you. You do what you want. I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm not going to talk through the muffled respirator, but I'll explain everything either before or after. You might hear my neighbor back there has her lawn service. They're cutting her grass because it's been so hot. Today is hot as well. Yesterday was 100, or it felt like 100. It was actually 92 or something. But anyway, so I'm going to get this done. Then I'm going to show you what I do. Anyway, let's get today's fortune. And it says, you never hesitate to handle the most difficult problems. You never hesitate to handle the most difficult problems. Well, for me, that's like beekeeping. It depends. I know I had to, for those of you who know, I have a first generation Mini Cooper channel called Jimmy's First Gen Mini Rescue. I recently changed the clutch on one of those cars, and it actually took me 2 months to even get started to really feel like I wanted to start to tackle that job. It's complete, the car's running great, knock on wood, and everything was great. Anyway, so that's for that. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends. Okay, as far as this thing is concerned, I have my oxalic acid here, which I bought. I got this particular amount from Larabi's Bees, which I also use Larabi's Vaporizer. None of this is sponsored. This is what I bought. I use the plug-in model. There's a model out there that uses like the portable batteries, like a DeWalt or a Rigid, or I'm not sure which batteries, Milwaukee maybe, which I don't have those batteries. I use Ryobi, and they don't make a Ryobi one, and for me it's really irrelevant because my beehives are right here. So my extension cord, which I always keep here and it's plugged into the building, all I gotta do is plug it in and I'm fine. And I'm only right here. When I get to West Virginia, and I have to deal with my daughter's hives, once I get those up and running, then I will still use this, and I will still use a small extension cord. However, I have a battery generator, one of those home battery generators, 1,000 watts or whatever it is, and I'll just use that. It's portable. We use it when we go camping or whatever. It'll run the freezer. It's fine. And for the her two hives, should be fine. Now, me videoing, this is gonna take maybe 20 minutes on the video, who knows? But when I do this, just me, not videoing, getting it done, it's maybe 5 minutes of prep, 2 minutes per hive, and then 2-3 minutes of cleanup. I let this cool off. I sit it on top of my freezer because it's metal and there's nothing around it. And I let it cool off, and the next day I'll put it up. what I do is I got some microfiber rags. They're wet. I lay these over the entrance. The Larabis came with 5 cups. It came with a measuring spoon. I do a dose and a half. One spoon is 1 dose. So if you have just 1 deep brood box, you'll do 1 spoon. And I do a spoon and a half. And I usually just pre-make the cups. And right now I only have to do 2 because, again, I narrowed all my hives down to 2. That's it for that. So those cups are ready. So I have these cups on the ready. Now I'm gonna go get my my respirator. Normally I don't wear a veil. I mean, I don't wear my bee suit because the only time you're in front of the hive is when you're putting the microfibers over the entrance and taking the microfibers off the entrance. The way this works, I got a hole drilled in the back of my hive, both the farmhouse and my storeroom hive. The storeroom hive has a slatted rack, so the vaporizer sticks into the slatted rack right underneath, and it vaporizes. In the farmhouse, it's in the back, sort of right where the brood is, and you put it in. It runs for about a minute, and then you just close it back up. You let it sit for about a minute or 2 while I clean up, and then I come back and remove the covers after I clean up, and it's all good to go. So that's what you're gonna see. I'm gonna try to video it, each one, and I'll get back to you at the end. Let's go do this. Okay, wait, real quick. I wanna show you my setup. I keep it in a bucket here, or it's a lock and lock. And all it is a 3M mask, and it's already, you know, I got it all set for me. I do have some chemical goggles. They're DeWalt's, but they're no vents, but they're, you know, to keep it out of my eyes. I keep that in there. But this is what I wanted to show you. This is an organic vapor and acid gas cartridge filter. It says P100 filter. It's, let's see the number, 60923. Let me see if you can see that. 60923. This is just what I use. Organic vapor acid gas cartridges. There's 2 in here. I buy them. I don't buy them a lot in advance. I buy them like once every year. So when I open it, this is a airtight container. So when I open them, they'll be fine. I put them in here for the 3 weeks or 4 weeks that I'm treating, and I'll leave them in there until I'm finished this cycle of treatment. You can see that they're pink, and I'll leave them in there until I'm finished this cycle of treatment. They just go on like so. Now I also have a separate 3M mask in my mechanical storeroom that I use when I'm dealing with clear coats and paints and solvents and stuff on the mechanical side, on the cars and things, and I don't want to cross-contaminate them. This would not be good for solvents. It's pink. All right, get in there. Oh. Why are you not acting right? There we go. That's what I wanted to show. Okay, this is basically what I look like when I'm getting ready to do oxalic. For the Larabis, right now, you can see the temperature is at 451. The only thing I have to do is turn it on the side. The temperature rises. Once it gets to 400, it's ready, right? So I'm gonna put on my safety equipment and block the front entrance, and then I'll show you what I do. Okay. All in all, it takes like 10 minutes at the most, really, if I wasn't videoing. However, I'm videoing, so it takes a little bit longer. Now that's hot. Don't touch that. It's 400 and some odd degrees. So it takes a minute for it to cool off. Now, what I do with these, I put it back in the bag. It's an airtight or zipper lock type bag. And again, my lock and lock container is airtight also. So this will definitely last a whole season. I stick it in there. I put my cups back in the bag with my spoon. My safety glasses or goggles. I have this paper N95. I'll put it in there. Keep the gloves in there. my gloves are sticking out. That's my kit. Lock and lock with the oxalic acid and the Larabis. I really enjoy this thing. If there was a need for me to get the one with the batteries, like the DeWalt or Milwaukee battery, and that way the battery slides on to the bottom, you can probably treat, I think they said up to 100 hives, or however many. It doesn't take long. If I had out yards and I was doing this on a part-timer basis or a sideliner business, yeah, I would get that one. But for what I do here, this works with the plug. It works. Now, something you may not know also, which I found out, if you don't want to get one brand new, if the cost is a little bit prohibitive, he also sells, now it's Larabis. I'm going to write this, I'm going to show you up close. LOROBBEES.com. He also sells refurbished ones at a fraction of the cost when he has them. And yeah, so that may be an option for you. Now, like I said, I'm going to sit this on top of the freezer. I'll let it cool, and tomorrow I'll put it up completely. My 3M filters, what I usually do is I'll order fresh ones next season. So for this season, these will be fine, because you saw how long I used them. I do it. You don't have to. If you choose not to, it's on you. However, like I said, my health is important. I have asthma, so I have a pre-existing condition. So I have to take precautions. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who asked about it was my grandson who was in the hospital for about a week and a half. He had some kidney issue, and he ended up getting a transfusion. So having said that, if you have the opportunity and the inkling to donate blood to your local Red Cross or whoever, please do so. You know, it helps everybody. Anyway, also Hawaii. My wife and I, we were stationed in Hawaii at Pearl Harbor. We were both in the Navy. Our daughter was actually born there in Hawaii at Tripler Army Hospital, if anyone's familiar, the Pink Palace. Right now, the Lahaina has burnt to the ground. If you so inclined and if you're able, $5, $3, $2 would help them in their recovery. There's a lot of family members that are hurting and missing family. So again, thank you. But that's it. So they're done. One thing is, let me go get my hive gate and show you. Now, I have these hive gates on all of our hives, even the two that are no longer in existence. And they sit inside, and what you see on the outside is this part. And then the bees have to travel down this corridor, and then they come out and pop out and go on about their business inside the hive. It's very thin, so like hornets, someone from Russia commented on one of my posts asking about hornets and wasps and yellow jackets. Well, hornets can't get in here, they're too big. Yellow jackets, once they get in, and if they make it through the bees that are aligning this hallway, they got to run the gauntlet. If they get in this hive, they don't usually make it out alive. So they don't get to go back and tell their friends, hey, there's honey over here, there's some resources here. So that's another good thing for this. But also when I'm doing my OAV treatments, the acid is a little bit higher than the entrance here. So it's very rare for that acid to just, or the fumes and the vapors to go straight out of the hive gate. It usually goes up and crystallizes and does what it does, and the bees do what they do. So technically, sometimes I don't even cover the front. Now, if there's a lot of bees and they're fanning, then yeah, they'll fan it out. So I usually, every now and then, I guess maybe once every 2 or 3 times, I'll cover it up just to make sure that it doesn't come out right away. As soon as I finish all of the hives, I go back and uncover, the hives all the way around, clean up, and then I'm done. So technically I would have been done, 2, 3 minutes ago, but explaining everything I do takes a little bit longer. So again, let's see, still warm. It's been about 5, 6 minutes here that this has been unplugged, but really all you do is all I have to do is turn it on. There's an on switch here. I don't have to deal with any of these buttons back here. As long as this top number reaches 400, that's when you activate it. So you put the cup in, you put it upside down. When you turn it up, right side up, the oxalic acid falls into this heated cup, and then that cup vaporizes it and it shoots it all out through the hive. The temperature is going to go down. Mine goes down to like 350, 348, somewhere in there. When the temperature gets back up to 400 plus, you're done. And it usually takes less than a minute. Then that means, and I usually tap on the cups just to make sure every little drop goes in there. And that's it. And then you close it up and move on to the next hive. I keep seeing my wife looking out the window at me because it's so hot and she knows. Anyway, so that's how this operates. And it's very simple. It's a very rugged machine. There's warnings on it. Read the warnings. Do what you do. Don't do what I do, but I'm showing you how I do it and how I set my hives up to make it easier. I may have a challenge if I choose to buy a couple of Apivar, I don't know how to pronounce that, Apivar hives. However, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. For now, I take this, I put this in the house. I have a shelf where I keep my bee items that needs to stay cool and dry. So that stays in the house because the storage shed's not air conditioned or heated. So, but this can go in the storage shed. It's, again, sealed. And that's it. So having said all of that, I want to thank everybody really, honestly, for watching what I do. Okay, here's one. There was a lady in Philadelphia who stumbled across my videos. She was interested in beekeeping, said she always wanted to do that. She had family members here in Chesterfield County. So she ended up coming down to the honeybee festival that we had. And she walked around the festival, and unbeknownst to me, or unbeknownst to Sharon, my wife, she met Sharon at the table to get information about classes and everything because she was going to be spending some time down here. Well, she came to our bee club meeting last night, so I met her in person. She said, I wonder if that's his wife, and it was, and they talked for like an hour after the bee club meeting. So you never know who you're going to reach or who you're going to inspire, so do what you do and inspire the next generation, the next iteration of beekeepers, because young, old, it doesn't matter. You can still do this. I think I think she's interested in a long hive. But she wanted to actually keep bees here in Virginia as well as in Pennsylvania. So, you spread the love, and spread the honey, right? On some biscuits. Anyway, that was a good one, right? All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I see my neighbor quit mowing the grass, or he's done with a section or whatever. So I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you found what I do here interesting. Oh, one more thing about that. I usually do this in the evening, like 7 o'clock at night, 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's when most of the bees are home. And like I said, it takes me five minutes to do this. I prepare everything and 5 minutes to get it done. So, but at 7 o'clock, it's still fairly light, but most of the bees are home. So I'm getting in contact with most of the bees. And so the next ones, and I don't video those. So the next one I'll do in about 6 days, I'll do this again. And then 6 days after that, I'll do it again one more time. And that should be good for the season. I do have some new Apivar strips coming. and I'll do those either in February maybe, or who knows when. But I keep them just in case, or I may just hit this again one more time in February with oxalic acid when there's low brood, maybe January, February, when there's low brood on the hive, and I only have to do maybe 1 or 2 treatments. I'm not gonna test. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit them so that my spring bees will start out a little bit less mite infested. The yellow hive, the storeroom hive here, does not have a pest management tray. However, the farmhouse hive does. So I will clean out that tray and I will put some fresh diatomaceous earth. Normally, I'm gonna admit this, I would have did that in advance, but I didn't, I forgot. So I do have an extra tray somewhere in the house, in the storeroom. So I may just go ahead and do that right now. Fill up some fresh diatomaceous earth, pull the old tray out, stick the new one in, and that'll show me, you know, a bunch of the, if any mites drop or anything like that. So I'm gonna do that before I go in the house, but that's it. You don't need to see that. I'll show that another time, the tray. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Thanks again for tuning in, watching, commenting, subscribing, giving me a thumbs up, a like, a comment, ask a question, whatever you feel is great. I know I watch a lot of videos on my big screen TV and there's no way to comment or whatever, but I do go back to my laptop and tap on those videos and like them or put a comment or something. So actually it seems like they're getting 2 looks and likes and all of that stuff, but it all helps them. I don't do this for money. I don't do this for what do you call that? Getting paid through YouTube. I just do it to show what I do and to spread the love, I guess. So anyway, thanks a lot. Rambling. I know you like it. No, I'm just gonna, you know, some of you don't, but I'm sorry. Anyway, that's who I am. I'll talk to you guys later and I'll see you on the next video.